Hello. My name is Marie, and welcome to the Feminine Power Podcast. Today on our show, we have a special guest. She's a very grounded woman and very powerful and influential. Her name is Kyesha Williams. And hello, Kyesha. Welcome to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay,
Can you hear
great.
me okay?
Whew. Good.
I know technical difficulties can be a mess, can't they?
Was a little nervous. Had to breathe for a second.
I know there's no telling what you can run into when you're going live, I swear.
Yeah, it's going from one thing to another. Today's a busy day.
I was like, oh, where is she? I gotta call her.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Well,
I'm excited to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here too. You are setting off the show for the year for March 2020, and I'm so excited and grateful for you to be on the show today.
That makes me so happy.
So that means you set the stage. You raise the bar for everybody. They have to match. They have to match
Yes,
your phenomenalness.
I love that. Look, I'm down for the challenge now. Don't challenge me.
That works. That's why I had to have you here because it's like, okay, who's going to be my first guest? It has to be somebody amazing. So you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Look,
You're
don't
welcome.
set the standards too high now. Hold up a minute. I'm gonna get the stuttering and some more stuff. Let me slow down.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. That makes you human. So that way people
Yes,
can still relate to you. It makes you human.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. So how's your day been so far?
My day has been busy. I am in the house working throughout all the craziness that's going on outside right now with the major virus and all the scare tactics the media throw out at you.
Right.
I'm still making money, so I feel good.
I'm in the same boat with you. I'm still doing what I do, even though the outside is going nuts. I'm in here still calm, cool, and collected.
Exactly. The show must
Yeah.
go on, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So so today we're gonna talk about. It's all about Kaisha today.
Ooh.
And so we're going to learn about your journey to where you are, how you got there, how was it, and get some gems from you to pass on to other ladies and young women that want to be entrepreneurs or pursue their goals and passions.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Anything you want to ask me, I'm an open book, so I have no problem with sharing all the nitty gritty of everything.
Right. Right. And see, that's what I need right there. I need somebody that's going to be, down to earth so people can relate and see that there's a story behind every journey. And people
Yes.
just don't get there like, bam, I decided to do this and now I'm here. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to know that you're still human, that you started somewhere too.
Yeah, absolutely. So often people look at entrepreneurs and see our success, but don't recognize that it took a lot of heartache and downfalls to get to where we are.
Exactly. A lot of sacrifices, a lot of, choices and, huge decisions that you have to make to get to where you are, wherever the level of success that you're at. It took something to get there.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So, where did your journey begin? When did you decide, okay, I'm going to take this leap? I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is what I want, and I'm going for it.
Yeah, so I think I knew at a pretty early age that I wanted to do something other than what was set in front of me. So often us women of color, people of color, come from places that are not ideal. And because they aren't ideal, we have two decisions to make: whether to stay in that same circumstances and repeat history with our own children, or to come out of it and to make the most of what we learned growing up in such a hard way, or and make it something beautiful. So I decided very early on that I wasn't going to let my circumstances be who I grew to be and that be it. Like I wasn't going to be
Hmm.
just a statistic. It wasn't going to happen for me.
Right.
So when I was about 15, I had a job at the Mall of America. I live in Minnesota. Um, I worked at Camp Snoopy back then. I was Nickelodeon Universe. And after school, I would do that job and then come home and braid hair in my room. And
Okay.
I realized then that I can go to work, get paid every 2 weeks, have someone tell me what I can make per hour and how many hours I can work, or I can come home, braid hair, and get cash right away, make as much or as little as I want to,
Mm-hmm.
and that be it. So I learned very early. I'd rather make my own schedule and get paid what I want to get paid, or cap it, or be lazy and not get paid at all. But ultimately, it was up to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
from there on,
Absolutely.
I did everything.
Right.
I
Right.
started
That's
all in
true.
entrepreneurship. Seriously.
That is so true. And you know what? That's powerful too, because once you get a taste of that freedom, you find ways to make sure you keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Because being an entrepreneur can be exciting, but it also can be scary and very hard. Because if you don't have a path or any direction, you'll be all over the place and end up getting discouraged and just say, forget it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can see other people doing it, but if you don't know how they started and you have no direction, you know, especially if it's something hard. See, I think I started with hair too at about 14, 15, and kind of turned my mother's house into a little mini beauty shop. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, hmm, okay, this is what we're going to do then. I did that. I did sold so much stuff. I was the Avon lady for a while. I was doing anything that would give me money as long as I could make my own schedule, how much money I wanted to make, depending on my effort. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what people understand about being an entrepreneur. It's more work than you think. You actually do more work than you do at a job.
Yeah, because first
Because,
of all, you're trying to figure it out. There's no
yes,
real roadmap of do X, Y, and Z. People can tell you, yeah, it was easy, but in reality, it's not. It's far from it, and
it,
it's almost easier to work a 9 to 5 than it is to
mhm,
be an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody. It's not.
it's
You
not.
know,
It's really not.
it takes some strong skin to be an entrepreneur.
It does. It really does. It's not for the weak. It's not for um, the discouraged. Because if you're like that, you won't be successful because you don't believe in yourself. So you don't have any ground to stand on.
Yep, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So let's see. So where did you add your when you started your journey and you realized, hey, this is what I'm going to do? Did you have any measurement for what level of success you wanted, or were you just going with the flow? Like, did you start to set goals? Did you start adding on things? Like, how did your cycle go?
So for me, I would say in the beginning, I was just blinded. I was just walking by faith. Look, I didn't know what I was doing.
Hmm.
I had to
Right.
fall a couple times and bandage myself back up and just do it, try again because, like I said, there's no perfect roadmap, and I had to try
Hmm.
multiple things. So after I graduated high school, I went to college for a little bit, did my what I went to college for, which is in the medical field, and I started my online boutique. And
Okay.
I knew, like, how can I pay for my books? How can I pay these bills from working for working, first of all, my job at another mall job. I
Hmm.
had my first apartment and I had a kid at the time too. I wasn't
Okay.
making much money to cover my rent. And I'm going to school. I didn't have much time to go to work, but on the weekends, a couple hours after school. So I'm like, how can I make ends meet other than what's currently being brought to me? So I decided
Hmm.
to open up an online boutique. It's sold club wear, the girls with the little stretchy bandage dresses and all that stuff, and the cute hats and bamboo earrings. That was me selling that stuff. um, but I literally went on YouTube and found how to build an e-commerce site and followed step by step. It took me about a good week and a half to build my site. And after that, that was all she wrote. I learned how to build a site, and that was history. I started doing side hustle jobs on the side to build other people's websites for them on like Fiverr.com. I would. finish my site, market, have my cousins, my sisters, all, trying
Mm-hmm.
on my dresses and have them promoted on their pages. And I started making money, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Enough to cover whatever bills and some. And I was like, dang, okay, this is all I needed. But because I wanted enough to cover the essentials, that was all that was really given to me. And
Mm-hmm.
once I did that, I no longer wanted that business. It was never a passion of mine, So I let it
Okay.
go. And now
Right.
thinking back on it, I'm like, dang, why I do that? Like I could have been smarter, but I wasn't in that mindset to let it, do like drop shipping and things like that. How easy it is now. I wasn't in that
Mm-hmm.
mindset back then.
Right.
So from there, I went to do lash extensions, and I was the mobile lash lady. And my whole thing was, making people feel good. Like that's my main reason behind everything I do, to help people become the best version of themselves. So I would do lashes, go come to your house, set up, take down, put you to sleep, wake you up, bow, your
Mm-hmm.
lashes popping, girl, and go on about my
Mm-hmm.
business. And then from there, after I have done so many businesses, I thought to
Mm-hmm.
myself, like, I'm a mastermind. Like, if I can
Right.
create so many businesses and then be successful at them, not just create them and just, kind of fall, which I did. But after I did fall, I was a monster with it.
Mm-hmm.
So um when I knew that I had the skill set to come up with businesses and make them like bomb and get them from A to B to C to Z, and get them where they want to be, I knew
Mm-hmm.
I had another skill that I couldn't sit on. So I started doing business strategy and
Mm-hmm.
helping women with their ideas to create something bigger than just sitting in their head.
Right. That's good. That's good. I mean, see, you started and then you found your passion. Like you walk right into it.
Yeah, it
And
took
be,
some years, but I did
right.
it.
Yeah, but see, you needed those years under your belt so you can be an asset to someone else or to
Yes,
others.
absolutely.
You
Yep,
know,
absolutely.
and see, that's very powerful within itself because when we start doing things, eventually you will, if you do it properly, you're going to become a person of service because you're going to be working to either help other people in some kind of way, some kind of capacity, whether it be doing their eyelashes, which making them what is making them beautiful, making them feel good. It could be their hair, their nails. It could be teaching them business strategy. It's all of service.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, all of service. So that is very powerful because at starting at 15 and you are a super serial entrepreneur because between then and now, I can imagine how many businesses you started and how many businesses you've helped come to fruition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People sit
It,
on ideas and have no idea, and they
mm-hmm,
are stuck. And they literally have the master plan in their head, but need that extra bit of push or help to
mm-hmm,
draw it all down and to make it reality.
right, right, absolutely. Because I know a young lady, she has some super ideas. When I say she call them her bathroom ideas. So she get these ideas when she's in the bathroom. Okay. So,
Hmm.
so we laugh about that. But she had some really, really good ones, but she's sitting on them. She's been sitting on them for years now. And I told her, I said, you're going to regret this if you keep it up. Like
Hmm.
I told her, all that you are so dedicated to this 9 to 5 who you are expendable to.
Yes,
And,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
then when they say, okay, enough is enough, we're done. See you later. What are you going to do?
Exactly. You
You
don't want to
know,
have any regrets, right? You only have one
exactly.
life.
So I don't know what she's gonna do with them. I try to encourage her, and she know I'm here to support her because I too am a serial entrepreneur. I've been starting businesses since that's what everybody knows me. You know the little joke where they say like you're Jamaican, you got 50 jobs. And it's
Hmm.
not really true that I have 50 jobs. It's just that whatever my passion is, I can turn it into a business.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them. But then I have the ones that are essential to me. And so those are the ones that I focus on, but I have some other smaller ones as well. Okay. So, how has your life been different since all of this happened over the like in the okay after you was the initial 15-year-old little business lady, and then you were in college, and then you said you did it after college to now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're not like now, how it's life when you look back and see how far you've come, what do you see? Like how have Kyesha changed in all these years?
It's crazy. Like I am just thinking about it now. It's amazing that you can think outside the box as a person, and not follow your friends and be, go with what they're doing, which whatever it may be that's not
Hmm.
positive at the time, and kind of go row your own boat.
Right.
It's super amazing to think that I am now 100% dependent on myself to have an income. I don't
Hmm.
have anyone telling me to clock in and out of work right now. I don't have
Okay.
anyone telling me what the max I can make for myself and my household.
Right.
I can do that by myself. I can
Hmm.
work as little or as hard as I want to and make what I want to make, which is it's amazing because just knowing that I've worked so hard and seeing from where I started, I failed so many times, and then being able to, create a purpose for myself, and not only for myself, but for my children and for the people who are around me to see what I've come from and to keep going anyway, like that means everything.
Right. Right.
My life is
And I
so
bet it
different.
does because it gives you. I know it gives you a level of how should I say a level of not so gratefulness, but also of accomplishment. So you know how much you've accomplished over the time. So that makes you proud. Like, okay, I did this. I did this,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels good. It really does.
And then to be able, the feeling I know for me personally, like helping other people, is a feeling that you can't describe to anybody who's never done it before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's like you tell them like a feeling that you have to feel for yourself to understand why I can't explain it to you
Yeah. And people
because
would think you're crazy.
I know they look at you sideways like what. So it's like no, no, no. If you go out and seriously help someone with expecting nothing in return, but a
Hmm.
thank you, if that, and you don't even have to expect that, but you're doing it because this is what you do. It's a feeling. It's like I know I can't explain it, but you know the feeling.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think that as far as like being a businesswoman, especially a serial entrepreneur, you touch so many people throughout your process because being a serial entrepreneur, number one, you don't stay in one business. So you're touching people on different levels and different areas. So
Hmm.
that means you're coming across what? You're coming across schools of different people. So you're
Yep.
cultured in a sense when it comes to business.
Yes. And it
And
took some
that's
getting used to,
it
man.
does. Because then depending on the business, the personalities are going to change, the rules are going to change,
Yep.
and it gets really, it can get really like, okay, do I really do want to do this one?
Hmm.
But
Yep.
then
Exactly.
that challenge is what fuels you on. It's like, oh, I did all that other stuff, I got this.
Hmm. And it's
Yeah,
okay to not work with everybody. You're not
it
for
is.
everybody. I'll
Oh
say
yeah,
I'm not for everybody. I say it all the time. Like pick and choose who you want to work with. People, all money ain't good money.
that's true.
Okay. And then
That
some
is
things you
so
have to
true.
do for free and to give back to others to help them
Hmm.
succeed.
Yeah, people have to understand that it's okay to say no. And you're right, all money is not good money because I know I can tell you like a prime example. When I edit, because I have an editing company, and when I
Hmm.
edit books, when I speak to the author, if I feel like I'm going to get a headache, I won't edit their book.
Yep.
It's like, no, because you're going to argue with me about everything, and that's going to annoy me. And if you can edit the book, then you edit the book.
Yeah, and that's like when it comes to leveling up. Period. You know, we as
Mm-hmm.
people we have to eventually elevate ourselves, right? So
Right.
we have our friends who we've known since elementary school or high school, and we become adults, but those friends have the same traits they had back then. And as you are elevating, you don't. So we have to kind of leave them behind and be okay with losing a few friends or so-called friends so that we can get where we want to be and not be in the same circumstance we were 10 years ago.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You don't want to be the same. You want to be able to look back and see how much you've grown. You know, stagnation is not fun. And then when you look up, you're so far behind, you don't know where to go, how to start, or what happened.
Yep, exactly. I see a comment that says from Ayani Earth Goddess says, yes, you can feel that energy. Our energies have to match. And it's so true.
That is
And
very
on my
true.
level, I'm not going to be interested. Like, why am I giving you my energy when you're draining me? I'm not interested
Right.
in any vampires right now. I need to be on a level to somebody who's going to feed my mind, who can have an election, a good conversation and me get an idea from it. I want
Mm-hmm.
to create my next business venture around this conversation. Otherwise you're hurting me, and I'm not into that. I'm good.
Right. Right. Exactly. And that energy is very important too. Uh, Thank you so much, Goddess, that's in the chat. Energy plays a big role in it too, because when you're on a higher frequency, other lower energies will drain your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you have to make the decision, is this money good money or not?
Exactly.
And then sometimes it can be hard, but you have to make that decision, because if it's going to drain your energy, then it automatically disqualifies that person to be able to work with you.
Mm-hmm. That's
'Cause-
true.
Yeah, so and energy, I think a lot of people don't understand that everything's energy. It's
Mm-hmm.
fluid. And
Yep.
so when you don't understand that, you just go and you wonder why you're hitting blocks. You wonder why you can't get past a certain point. It's because you're staying at a lower frequency.
Yep.
Yep. And so until you raise it, you'll stay where you are.
Yes, exactly. And if you don't know no better, you better listen. If you knew better, you'll do better, right? Like,
Exactly. If you knew better, you would do better, for sure, for sure. So I think I do want to bring you on to do a show about energy, frequency, manifestation, and now those whole things, because I know we have that in common as well. Um,
mm-hmm.
I do want to bring you on so we can touch on that more, because a lot of people aren't aware, and then the ones that do think they know, they're like, "Oh, that's not real." I know you heard it before.
Man, listen, everything I have right now, no non-exaggeration, everything I have right now is because of the power of manifestation.
Uh
And
huh.
knowing that it's mine already and the universe waiting for me to just be like, listen, get it together now.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
power of your mind is everything. Like if you want it, it's yours. It's up to you to
Hmm.
go get it, or to just have that stagnant mind mentality to where you're just like, nah, it's too much. I can't do it. I'm
Right.
not worth it. That negative self talk, it's it's up to you. Everything you want and desire it's literally yours. It's up to you to go get it.
That's true. That's true. And I try to explain people that too. And I have the praying people rebuttal me, and they'll say, "Well, I prayed," and I say, "I have nothing against you praying, but just like the universe and energy, God is the same. He's waiting on you to
Hmm.
understand that you have been equipped with everything already.
Yes.
So now it's time for you to do your part. And sitting on your butt praying about it is not it.
Hmm.
You
And it's
know,
funny
it.
because go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's just not it."
Yeah, yeah. When you become elevated as a person, you
Hmm.
influence people around you. People around you start to see you in a different light. Like, dang, she glowing. Like,
Right.
oh, she look good. She got a new car. She got a new house. Like, what's going
Uh
on with
huh.
her? And you influence them accidentally without even knowing. So like, for example, you said the whole praying thing. My mom. I know I influenced her a lot with how I've changed in my spirituality and things like that. But I explained to her like, yes, it's good to pray. You
Hmm.
always pray, but then you can go. You got to meditate as well, because prayer is the
Right.
to ask, and then meditate is to receive the answers. So she started meditating more. So just her whole approach when it comes to holistic healing now. It has changed due to what she has seen me do and my whole lifestyle, which is amazing
Mhm.
to influence my mom. Like my mom who raised me, I'm influencing her now. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy. It's
Mhm.
mind blowing, but yeah, just think of it as just following your own journey, stay in your own lane, and people who are around don't believe, they will either hop on the same boat or they'll somehow sink, and you won't be bothered with them or don't care because either way, your life is great.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But once people see it, because I know for me, people are like, how do you, when you say something, it happens, and I tell them it's manifestation. And I think we talked about this when I told you it's a process. You have to learn it, and then once you learn it and you get good at it, there's a lot of components to it. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
about, oh, I just sat down and I thought about it and bam, it happened. It's a lot to it than that.
Yeah,
There's the energy, there's the frequency, there's the meditation, there's the getting in alignment.
exactly.
Because if
Exactly.
you have any blocks, then you're out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just missing the mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, they're like, well, what does all that really mean? And that's like a whole class right there.
Yes.
That's a whole
And
class.
Earth Goddess, who we have on here now, I learned a lot from her. When it comes to
Uh,
manifestation and things, I learned so many things from her. And
mm-hmm,
when you said blockage, having to release things and not holding
mm-hmm.
that stuff in, because you can't absorb or download stuff when you are full of negativity and old karma.
Right.
You gotta let it go.
Right. Exactly. You do. You really do. And it takes a lot. And you have to work with someone who is skilled at helping you release those blocks and get out of your head and get out of your way. Otherwise, you'll get disturbed. You'll stay discouraged. You'll stay angry and you'll stay stagnant in where you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think all of those things are powerful. And that sounds like a whole class right there. We need to
Yes,
get
it
together.
is. It is. Another time, another show, another
I
place.
know. Okay, so what is the greatest value that you think that you add, or that that you add to the people in your lives? I know your babies, I know they get all the value because your mom, but the people outside of your home that you touch when you work with them, or just being in their presence, what value do you believe that you bring? What's the greatest value?
Honestly, I think the greatest value that I bring people who I work with is listening first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
listening to their issue, and not solving a problem because I say it's right, but
Mm-hmm.
solving it because they understand why they need to apply what it is to themselves and their lives to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, for instance, I was working with a lady who wanted to open up a domestic abuse shelter, or to really help her women who dealt with domestic abuse overcome it. And she
Okay.
didn't know the steps or what steps to take in order to help women overcome that battered women syndrome, which is a real syndrome that women have when they're in abusive relationships and they can't figure out a way to get out of it. They are in
Mm-hmm.
this mindset of I need him, or he does it because he loves me, and they can't get out of this mindset that he's hurting me. Eventually, he's gonna kill you if you stay in this abusive status. But they don't see that for
Mm-hmm.
themselves. So she wanted to create a program of how to help women get out of that mindset.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what steps to take or what order to go in. And I asked her, I'm like, what did you do? How did you
Okay.
overcome it? And she
Right.
rambled for about 15 minutes, and she's talking, oh, I did this, and I remember I had to go through this, and then there was this process. And as she's talking, I'm taking notes. This is where my job comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking notes. And when she's finally finished, I said, you just gave me 12 steps on how to lead a domestic abuse situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I read those steps off to her step by step as she gave them to me. And then that light bulb went off in her head. Like, dang, the whole time I had this program in me and I
Right.
didn't even know.
Right.
Sometimes people need you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And
They,
that's all it takes me to get creative in what they need in their business.
Right. I agree. And you know, when you just said that, and I'm listening to you as well, and being an active listener is very, very important. And what light bulb came on for me is when I told you before that I wanted women that were going to be lights for other women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what you just explained to me, that you were her light to
Yep.
help her light bulb go off. And there's so much power behind that. And I and Earth Goddess says Kyesha helped uplift women and let them see their own worth. Right. And she looked inside and pulled out the greatness. That's a beautiful thing. And
Yes.
I can see that too because I know personally I'm on her phone like, hey, help. She always helps me turn my light on when it's kind of dim. Like it be on, but it be blinking. And then I call her and then it goes full bright.
Yeah, you need that. Everyone needs that. Seriously, just to sit down
Yeah.
and don't pass judgment, y'all. Just sit there and just be a listening ear and
Mm-hmm.
offer without telling people what to do.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's amazing too. So oh my goodness. So I was gonna ask you, would you mentor other women? But you do that anyway.
Yeah, I
You do
definitely do.
yeah. You do that
I think I
anyway
do
with your
without purpose. Yeah.
right. Exactly. Just being you, you mentor people without even knowing that you do sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't always think about it until someone tells me, like, "Oh, you helped me with this." You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw this from way back when, or
Right.
that conversation I had with you, it inspired me to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, really? Wow.
Like that really wasn't my intention, but shoot, since it happened,
Right. Well, thank you.
I do. You know, when people come back to you and when you think you don't you're not even thinking that you had an impact on them, and then they come back and tell you that you did, that also gives you that I can't say warm and fuzzy feeling in the inside, like wow, I did that.
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel good.
It does, because you're like,
Hmm.
wow, man, I did that. You can walk away with this little look on your face, like, okay, I'm a little
Yeah.
phenomenal, just a little bit.
Yeah, because I know on days when I feel a little dark, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure what I want to do with myself or where I want to go in my business. I feel stuck sometimes. I go onto
Mm-hmm.
my business page and I read those reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I think to myself, like, girl, if you don't cut it out, like you got the juice, stop playing.
I know, right? You got to come back to the light. Like, okay, I missed it. I was playing. I wasn't serious. I'm back now.
Right. All I needed was that little
Yeah.
bit of that reminder that
Yeah.
I got it. Like it's all in me. It just
Yeah.
sometimes you
But
gotta rest.
I know you do. You have to. But people need to understand that too. So speak on that too as well. Like there are those moments where you do kind of backslide on yourself, where you're not taking your own value seriously and you're thinking you could do more or you're not doing enough. We all feel that. And you could be doing it all and not even know it. Like you said, you go back to your page and you read those reviews and you're like, man, I'm tripping. I'm tripping on me.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Like I ain't no sucker. I got
I know.
this.
It's like what I'm going through over here. I got this. So we all feel that, especially as entrepreneurs, because you don't have that. You're your own motivator. You're your own team. You're your
Hmm.
own, inspiration. Unless you have an outside inspiration that you've looked to, that you have mirrored in the past, and now you set your own bar.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, but you still have to be that motivating force behind whatever it is that you're doing, and you have to maintain that.
Hmm.
Otherwise, your light will burn out, and then you got to start all over again. Who wants to do
Yeah.
that?
Exactly.
It's too hard.
Exactly. It is. I was just gonna say that's
It's,
too hard now.
it's too hard. So I just want people to understand that it's not easy. And being an entrepreneur, everybody doesn't have to be an entrepreneur. And
Hmm.
because you see other people being an entrepreneur doesn't mean that's for you. If just because they're looking like they're making it easy. Trust me, the struggle is real.
Yeah. Definitely.
The struggle is real, and when you get into it, you can't get out. You can, but nobody's coming to save you.
Exactly.
You have to save you. And like the title of the show is, there's a story behind every journey, and you are the shero
Mm-hmm.
because you are the shero of your journey, of your story. Nobody's going to swoop in and make it all better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's all on you. And that's a lot of weight to carry if you think about it. That's a
It
lot of
is.
weight to carry. But you
Yeah.
have to know that I know as women, we carry weight anyway, especially if we have babies and
Mm-hmm.
you taking care of them babies. You know you got this. Whatever it is, you got it. Stop falling short because you're doubting yourself. And because you
Exactly.
don't have somebody there to pat you on the back, pat yourself on the back.
Exactly.
Because there's
Look.
not going to always be that team and them cheerleaders over there on your side, and then the ones that
Mhm.
are secretly giving you energy to bring you down
Yep. Exactly.
because they don't want you to get higher than them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. And that's sad, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you want me to be elevated when I can elevate you and we all can elevate each other?
Yeah. Yep. At some point, sometimes you have to be your own best friend
You
to
do.
come out of things and to realize what you deserve. And when you realize
Yep,
what you
you do.
deserve, you go after it full
Yep,
force.
you do. And just like you can't work with everybody, everybody's not your friend and everybody's not on your team.
Yep.
And you learn that the hard way if you don't listen. If you don't pay
Yes.
attention and you don't listen, you will learn that the hard way. And then another piece of advice I would like to give people or women that's listening to this show is you cannot ask advice from a plumber how to be a mechanic.
Yep.
Okay, so people who've never done anything, who has not have been an entrepreneur, created anything, let alone started and completed something. You cannot go to them for support nor advice because they're not going to give it to you. And if they do, it's going to be kind of condescending and in a negative way.
Yep. Exactly.
Or, or they'll be, oh, yeah, girl, or whatever. But really, they're giving you negative energy.
That's them frenemies.
Them frenemies. Exactly.
Frenemies. Listen,
Exactly. They're going to
I
smile
got
and all
one.
that.
I got one. I know
Exactly.
all about it. I keep it at a distance. Okay, we talk only every other third weekend, maybe.
Right.
You know what? It's like I love you,
Exactly.
sis, but you ain't been where I'm been, and you ain't going where I'm going. So I have to keep my mind straight, my head on strong, and follow my heart. Because I know you
Right.
probably mean and intend well, but listen, if I know when God talks, you better listen, and you don't, I'm
Hmm.
following my first heart.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to follow your own heart, your own mind, because that's got you where you are, not listening to other people and needing those fake cheerleaders. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, that's negative energy, and none of us high frequency people or women do want that negative energy because it's draining and it's distracting, and it'll have you second guessing yourself if you let it get in your head.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. It's not worth it.
It's not. So, I got a question about being an elite business strategist.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you measure your success of your strategies?
How do I measure my success? I definitely measure my success on who I help. I've always felt like if the people around me win, then I know I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I'm the only one who has success, I'm doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if like even my sisters, I've been entrepreneur for so long. I'm the oldest of four girls.
Okay.
Okay, so I was like second mom. You know, whatever I said, it goes. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't listen, then I'm telling mom and dad. I'm putting you in your place. First of all, I've been to catch you outside with this person after this time. Like I'm second mom. So
Mm-hmm.
being someone who had no choice but to know how to clean, and being someone who had to cook for the family when mom and dad was at work working super late. I had to do all that. I had to be the grown up before my time. My sisters always looked up to me, and I knew that. So I tried to stay as straight and narrow as possible. It didn't always work because I was a kid
Mm-hmm.
too, but I tried my best. So I
Right.
definitely measure my success by what they are doing now. You
Okay.
know, with my business, and I've been, an entrepreneur for a long time, my sisters have started their own business as well. One of them has a cleaning company that's started, she threw it out there a month ago, and
Mm-hmm.
it's growing success every single day. I have
Oh, that's
another one
awesome.
who wants to do hair care, and it's a nonprofit, but helps people who don't have the funds to purchase care for the hair, black girls and all that.
Uh-huh.
So she
Uh-huh.
helps bring them hair care products, so they have that in their home, because black hair is important.
It is.
Black hair, that's our crown. That's what we need
Mm-hmm.
to elevate and be successful and to feel beautiful. Our hair, it makes us everything. So she helps with them type of products. And then my other sister, she does hair, makeup, and things of that sort. So it's like I measure my success but on their successes. They're the people closest to me. And to know
Okay.
that they are starting business because of what they see me go through, that means
Mm-hmm.
everything. The same thing with my kids, my daughters, my son. They have started
Mm-hmm.
their own little businesses as well. They
Okay.
have their little bracelet making things and knocking on doors and selling and firing and hiring friends. And I'm like, okay, kids,
Oh
go
wow.
ahead, do your thing. Fire them then, get rid of them. What they do? Oh, it's time for them to go. They want to reap the reward without the hard work. You can't keep them. You gotta let them go. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely measure that by seeing people around me how they elevating. If they're not elevating, I'm doing something wrong. Plain and simple.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. That is. And since, see, you have been a motivating force for so many people, and starting with the ones closest to you. And that's powerful. So that's very powerful. From your
Yeah, I'll let
babies to
somebody go
your
quick.
siblings.
Yeah, I'll let anyone who has negative energy. I have no problem with letting them go. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing that if I don't feel like I'm benefiting from you,
Right.
and you're draining me, I'm not going to keep you around. I don't have the time or effort for that. I want more for myself, and because I want
Mm-hmm.
more for myself, I'm not going to tolerate anybody else's BS.
Right, exactly. And you don't have to. And that's what people don't
Exactly.
understand, that you don't have to put up with a lot of things that you don't like in your life. You don't have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice, and you don't understand that you're choosing this BS, but you can also choose not to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So this is so much that I wanted to bring to this show, so much knowledge and so many gems, because you've dropped so many today, and I thank you so much for being here again.
Thank you for having me.
So I got two more questions. My powerful question that I'm going to ask everybody. But this question is, how has your life been different from what you've imagined it to be? Or how should I say? Has it been different from what you imagined it, or are you still imagining? Like, are you still growing? You're still envisioning, your vision's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I was just about to say, listen, this is just the beginning. Okay, this is just the beginning. When I say that,
Exactly.
every my dad told me at a really young age that every job that I apply for, look at it as a stepping stone to get where I want to
Mm-hmm.
be, and I never forgot that. Never forgot that. I apply it to everything that I do. It's a stepping stone. The car that I
Mm-hmm.
have is a stepping stone to the next car that I want to get.
Mm-hmm.
The house that I have is a stepping stone to the one I'm going to purchase in the future. My
Mm-hmm.
business is small now, but it's going to be major soon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right.
I know that everything I do is a stepping stone to the next level of where I want to be, and it's up to me to go get it. So I'm still dreaming. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going after what I want. Last night, me and my son were in my room on my bed looking at houses, $500,000 houses. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna buy this house next year. This is goal. And no if ands or buts about it. I have to have it. And we're looking over, different floor plans, and we like this ceiling and that floor look good, but this one don't.
Right.
This is my room. That's your room. Like that dreaming that brings up our vibration. There's no reason why it's not gonna be mine. I got it.
Right, exactly. And I knew you were going to say that you were growing. I knew it because you have a powerful energy, and I see that in you. I see that your vision is so big that we all have to go through those steps, but your steps are not baby steps. They're ginormous steps. So you're in whatever home you're in now, and you're looking at $500,000 homes. That's a ginormous step if you think about it. I know I was always taught that you have to dream big.
Yes.
You have to dream big, and so you could be right here, right now, in a little cottage. But if you see that
Mm-hmm.
mansion, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so
Yes.
it's a beautiful thing that that you said you taking those steps. Everything is a stepping stone to something greater. Everything's a stepping
Exactly.
stone to something greater. That's a
Yeah.
hashtag.
Yes. Yeah. 'Cause at one point, a couple of years ago, but 2 years ago, I was homeless. Me and my kids didn't have nowhere to go. We was damn near
Hmm.
living in the car, and I didn't know how we were gonna feed them. And to know just 2 years later, I have my own everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Exactly.
even then, I was still an entrepreneur, still making money with little gigs here and there, but
Hmm.
it wasn't something that can sustainable. So it's like looking back even 2 years ago and see how far I've come
Hmm.
by releasing and elevating and knowing that hell, I was at rock bottom, but
Right.
I knew that as long as I was at the bottom, I couldn't go no. It couldn't get no worse. I couldn't do
Right.
nothing but go up from there.
Right.
That was
Exactly.
my motivation. Hell, I was at the bottom. I can go nowhere from here but up, and that was
Hmm.
enough to set me up to be like, you know what? Let's keep going.
Right. Exactly. So the difference is you wasn't finna set up shop down there in the bottom.
Exactly.
Hmm. And then, I also believe that when you're in a place like, say, the bottom, or you're in a negative emotion, or you're feeling down and all of that, don't own that emotion. Feel it,
Mhm.
give it, go ahead and
Exactly.
acknowledge it, but get out of it. Because if you
Exactly.
stay there too long, that's where you'll be. It's
Man.
too hard to get you out of it.
Yeah. Say it again. I swear.
Yeah, it's too hard to get you out of it. So you need to just go ahead and acknowledge it, go and express it, but get out of there. Don't overstay your welcome. Put yourself out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Put yourself out real quick, because that's how people who do become homeless first time, for instance, and they stay because they figure, well, this must be what they say, it is what it is. And I don't believe
Yeah.
that. I don't believe that. That's an excuse.
It is. It
That's
definitely
a
is an
huge
excuse.
excuse, and it's terrible, but people do it every day. And I just look and shake my head like, wow, okay, what it is for you, but that's not going to come out of my mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
So,
feels good. Listen, when I finally got into my own place,
uh
and I mean, I was so thankful. Listen, y'all, another thing is to show gratitude. I was in a place where I couldn't see, my right from wrong and everything. I was at a real low spot, okay?
huh.
But I
Hmm.
was so thankful to be alive. I was so thankful I had my kids. I was so
Right.
thankful that even though I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, I knew it was coming.
Right.
I was just thankful, and that gratitude helped me
That's what got you out of
tremendously.
it. That gratitude.
Yes,
Because it couldn't get no worse. And if you were honestly, you were expected to be negative. You were expected to be down on yourself. But you threw a monkey wrench in the plan, and you were like, I'm grateful for what I do have.
yes,
I'm grateful because I know this is not my end. This is not my
hmm
final destination.
exactly,
And so that's
exactly.
why you were elevated, because you were grateful where you were.
And I met so many dope people on the process.
I bet. I bet you did. So, okay, here go my lovely question. What makes you come alive? What ultimately is your why?
Well, ultimately, is my why. I think
Hmm.
my why, honestly, now, because I feel like it has changed a couple times depending on what
Hmm.
business venture I was in,
Hmm.
is knowing that my only limit is me. And people say the sky's the limit. No, my only limit is me. Like I can go, I can surpass the sky if I need to. It's all in your mind.
Hmm.
So definitely, I wake up in the morning and I'm excited because I'm like, I'll work for this, and I'll be damned if I sit here and work so hard for what I want, and then have the nerve, the audacity to be upset that I gotta get up and work. Stop
Right.
it. Look, God gave me this, and I ain't gonna let God take it away. Okay, like I worked hard to be in a position, and I'm excited and happy and thankful every day that I have it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely my why. Getting up and knowing that I worked hard for it, and nothing's gonna take it away.
Exactly. Exactly. You own that.
Besides these
You
screaming
own where you
kids.
are.
Besides the baby that's 6 weeks old.
Oh my gosh, she is such a doll. I want to steal her, I promise.
Yes. She's starting to be a little crybaby. I gotta break her from that. Like, hold on, little spoiled. I just love her
Oh,
though. I just love her so much.
yeah, she's probably gonna be a mini you for sure.
Yes, definitely. I'll tell everybody like 'cause she came 11 days late. I tell everybody she came out with a full master's degree right in entrepreneurship because she was prepared.
Exactly. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. So, oh my God, thank you so much. Literally, I'm telling you, thank you like 5,000 times because I'm just so grateful to have you here. And we're coming down to the last few minutes of the show, and I've asked my question, and you gave me a phenomenal answer, like I knew you would. And I am giving you an open invitation to come back to the show and share some more knowledge and drop some more gems with us. And
Yes.
um, and it has been a wonderful experience to get to know you better, and I feel blessed to have met you. Um,
Yes. Thank you
eh,
so much.
yeah, thank you so
I feel
much.
blessed as well. I appreciate you. You so dope. This is gonna be such a bomb podcast, y'all. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much. I think it's gonna be the bomb too, girl. I think it's gonna be the bomb. So thank
It
you
is.
so much, Iron Earth Goddess, for being here. You have been a blessing in the comments too, and I
Yes,
would love for you to
definitely.
come back to the show. And I think, do you know her?
Yes, you're gonna have to have her on this show. She's
Yeah, I was just about
powerful.
to
I'm
say.
trying to tell you.
Okay, you make it happen. Get us connected.
I will.
Get us connected so I can have her on the show. I'm looking for all the phenomenal sisters out here. So, this is the sisterhood. That's what I'm trying to build, a sisterhood of phenomenal women so we can be the light to other women who don't know or realize that they're phenomenal as well.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you have a wonderful rest of the evening. And I will talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Well, that's all for today's episode of Feminine Power Podcast. Thanks for listening, and thank you so much, Kyesha, for being a special guest on the show and dropping those gems and helping me kick off the perfect show for March 2020. So join us again on Monday when we talk with Angelique, the founder of Be Elevated LLC, who stops by for a chat. Make sure you download the podcast app. And if you haven't yet, join our campaign to keep the show flowing and growing. You can also listen to us and subscribe on iTunes and Spotify. And also stop by our page at femininepowerpodcast.podbean.com. Thank you so much.